Now what we're showing you today is the Aquapure AP802 water filter. Now the reason we're getting this water filter put in is because we already have the AP917 HD, and the problem is it's only lasting about 3 or 4 months. This one's lasted 4 months. It's rated for about 5 microns. They tell me it's even filtering even down to about 2 microns. The problem is we have a lot of iron in the water on Long Island, and that's stuffing up this filter, which is supposed to last a year and which costs about $150. It's really only lasting about 3 to 4 months. So I want to get a cheaper pre-filter before that, just to take out all the iron. And I can do that with something, say, like a 25 micron filter, or a 10 micron filter, something in that range, that would just take out the iron so that I could leave the rest of it, that filter, to take out the chlorine and the other smells in the water. But okay, so let me just show you what this is. There's a housing, there's the wrench, and you also need to order this mounting bracket and these screws. The mounting bracket, well, let me see if I can take it apart. Let me put this down, and I'll show you. The wrench opens it up, you put it over here, and it screws it. And when you unscrew it, you see you have this, which is just an empty case, basically. But it's very large. It's 24 inches. I mean, this thing is big. You want to get the AP802, which takes cartridges for the 810-2, the 811-2, the 814-2, and the 817-2. If it has a -2 on it, it means that it's twice as large. They also make a line of just like the 810, the 811, which is just half the size. This one, the AP802, is double the size, and it'll take the filter number -2, which means it's twice the size. So you're getting here this big cylinder, and you're also getting this, which is the cover. There's a, where is it? Just pull this out. It's very simple. You have this, there's an O-ring. The O-ring goes in there. This goes on top, and there's a water inlet and an outlet. There's also a little air release button, which is important. You want to get all the air out of this cartridge, out of this filter, because otherwise if there's an air pocket, you're only using the bottom half of the filter, not the top half. So what you also want to do is, before you install it, you want to use some of this. This is food grade film. It's basically like petroleum jelly. Haynes makes this. There are other brands, and this is some kind of sanitary product that you put on the water filter, on the ring, which keeps it lubricated and it keeps it from cracking. But it's something that if it, which becomes in contact with the water, and it's safe to consume. So if it gets in your water, it's not going to poison you. We also have this mounting bracket that you need. That's this metal mounting bracket. That mounts on like this. And then the bracket mounts on the wall. So we're going to be mounting this. And maybe it's difficult to see. But we're going to take this out, I believe, because there's no room. This is a 4-gallon water heater, which we had before we got our full water heater. This was a temporary water heater. So we're going to take this out. I think we're going to put it over there. I've moved down the timer system a little bit just to get it out of the way, but I didn't realize how big it is. It's actually, this water filter is 24 inches, so it's barely going to fit. And we're going to cut into, before the water gets to here, maybe one of those pipes, and bring it over here so it goes through the pre-filter, and then it goes into this filter. Now I'm going to show you quickly the filters. Now for the pre-filter, there are three different types of filters. I think they said there was 4. there was an AP814, but I have 3 of them. I ordered some on eBay, and here's one. This is the 817-2. This one filters out to, it says 25 microns. Now this one weighs a couple of pounds. This is full of carbon, so it's a regular filter on the outside, and then it has carbon on the inside. So this really isn't what you want to use. I don't really want to use this because I already have a carbon filter. That's going to be the second filter. Why would I need a pre-filter that has carbon in it? I don't. As you can see, it's hollow inside, but there is carbon inside this center. And so I'm going to use this because I have it, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a pre-filter to really be one of these. And these are much cheaper. You can get them on eBay. Here's the AP810-2. This is a 5 micron rating, a flow rate of 45 gallons per minute. This one, which was a better filter with the carbon, the 817-2, has a 20 gallon per minute. So 20 gallon per minute for that. This had a better flow rate without the carbon of 45 gallons per minute. And then the AP811-2 has a 25 micron rating, and that's 45 gallons a minute. So the AP810-2 and the 811-2 have the same gallons per minute rating, but this one is only, the AP810 filters out all the way down to 5 microns, and the 811-2 filters out to 25 microns. This is the one really I think is best for a pre-filter, the AP811-2, because I only need to take out up to about 25 microns and larger, 25 microns and larger, because I just want to get the rust out before it goes to the real filter that I have. So we're going to have the plumber install it. We got the filters, we got everything ready, and we'll come back when it's installed, and hopefully we'll have the same system as before, where we can bypass the filter. I think that's important. If you have a problem with the filter, if it leaks or there's a problem, you can bypass it and still use the water in your house. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, and here's the problem that we're having. I have the filter here, and I'm going to show you how it's gotten all clogged up. Without a pre-filter, it's really getting stuffed up, and there's no water pressure. So I'm just going to shake this up a little bit. And then look down at what's coming out. You can see what's stuffing up the filter. Shake this up. We'll add some water to it. Shake it up. Well, now at least we'll have some pressure by clearing this out, but it only works a couple of times. You can't do this more than a few times because the rust gets trapped inside the filter, and you really can't get it out just by washing it. You can't really see the carbon, but there's carbon in there. Okay, well, the next step is we're just waiting for the plumber to put the pre-filter on. That should help solve the problem. So what are you doing now?
What's that?
What are you doing now?
We are pre-soldering the fitting that's going into the filter so that the heat doesn't damage the filter housing.
Oh, so you can't do it on the housing because it's made of plastic.
Right. Some filters come plastic or composite, and you really can't solder into them because they'll leak.
And the other one is metal.
Right. Stainless steel. So these are made that you can solder in place. It's in a tight situation like this is good.
Okay. I see some people use those crimp connections. You ever see that? The plastic crimp connections?
Yeah. We call that pro press.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Is it as good as the soldering?
This is kind of the tried and true, you know.
They've been doing this for like 100 years,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So why mess with something that works?
A lot of guys don't know how to solder well, so they don't. They try not to.
They didn't go to solder school, I guess.
They didn't have to. You know, you had PEX and stuff.
Changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run out and get a valve.
Okay, so here we are. Give a quick look. And you should watch the other videos first because here's my AP9, what was it, the AP903 that was getting all clogged up. So we're cutting into this and we're going to put a pre-filter over here. We removed that hot water tank and the plumber, I'll put his name in the description, Andrew Palayo of Capstone, and he's going to put that in. But as he was explaining, is you can't weld on this plastic because you're going to melt it if you weld over here. So you have to remove this, put the metal on, figure out how far, then weld it, solder it on, because otherwise it's too hot, it'll melt the plastic fitting, this plastic cover. And we mounted it in with the metal plate, we put it on back there, and just to give you a sense, it's going to go, the water's going to go from this one through this filter. This is going to take out all the iron, then it'll go to this filter. It'll take out all the smells and everything, and then it's going to hit our manifold. We have a cold and hot water manifold, which all the fittings go to all of the areas of the house. And our hot water tank. All right, so he's back, and I'll let him do his work. Well, it's good you're wearing the Capstone jacket. That helps. And you get a free Capstone jacket with every plumbing job.
Yeah,
every major
huge.
plumbing job, right?
Hey,
You have any left over?
advertising is advertising, right?
Yeah. So you put the tape on, and then you put the plumber's putty or whatever that is.
Right, compound.
And you think both is good to have
Oh, yeah.
both on?
Yep.
It never leaks, right? Nothing you did here that leaked.
That's the right way to pack a joint, you know.
That's interesting.
Installing a pre-filter or sediment filter is necessary in some parts because of the amount of sediment that comes through the water.
So why was my filter getting stuffed up after like 3 months, the other one?
Probably just excessive sediment, you know. This filter's going to filter down finer, so bigger sediment is going to clog it fast. So 3M recommends a pre-filter or a sediment filter.
And we have a ton of iron here in this area on Long Island.
Trick 2 is don't over-tighten these because these housings crack.
Oh.
Metal and plastic.
Yeah. It's a shame they don't make it out of metal, but I guess it would
What's
cost
that?
another $20, $30, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing's metal today.
No. Some plastic things are great, you know, it's protects you from corrosion, but some things are just...
Like PEX, right?
PEX,
Totally
yeah, well,
changed
Aquapex
everything.
is a composite of things. So, 5 inches.
So we're interrupting the water going into that first filter, and we're going to divert it, so it's going to go directly into this pre-filter, and then back from up there, it's going to go, and then it's going to go back into the lower connection, into that second filter. This way it's a lot cheaper for me to replace the pre-filter instead of the blue filter, which is like $150, a filter which we had to replace every like 3 months.
The important thing about these filters is you can put the inlet and outlet in different places. So when you lay it out, you have to decide what's the best way to make this, set this up.
Because you have to do
Inlet
everything.
here or inlet here. So in this
I see.
situation, it's better for us to have our inlet on that side.
So you think about this in planning. If it's easier the other side, the water, depending
Then
where
you
the water's
just
coming
mount it
from,
and flip, right?
then you just flip it. Oh, that's
Which
interesting.
is a nice feature to this 3M filter. Some of them you can't, they go in one way.
Oh, I see. Oh, you mean because
And
the
you can end
bolts
up
on
having
top.
to pipe it all the way around.
Oh, because the bolts on top are just one way in some of them, but
Yeah,
then
they
you
just
can reverse it.
weren't made to do that.
That's interesting. You scrape it before you weld, before the soldering.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be clean.
Okay.
Clean joint doesn't leak.
just going to put this stuff on. Okay. A liberal amount. Yeah. And I'll just put it into the filter housing on top. Okay, I got the O-ring in. Cool. I can put this in. Now the question is, where's the wrench? I don't know where that went. I'll figure that out. I don't know. I think I took it out. I put it somewhere safe. Oh, here it is. It is in the box. Okay, great. Alright, so you'll show me what you did with all these valves. Just show me what did you end up doing?
So for your pre-filter,
Right.
this is your bypass.
Okay.
So it never goes wrong with this filter. Isolate it by shutting these two valves and open this valve.
Okay.
And you'll be back on the regular, you know.
So the water now travels where? Up there?
Water travels in through the main, into the pre-filter, out of the pre-filter, down into the, you know, more fine filter, and then back up into the house.
And that feeds the... And that feeds the whole the manifold. Okay. And we have these drain valves, so we could drain it if need be?
Right, when changing filters, you isolate it by shutting these two valves.
Okay.
Take the pressure off by opening either one of these.
Okay, great.
And then you can change it without getting water everywhere.
Okay, and I can bypass it, so if there's a problem, I can always just bypass
Right.
both filters. Okay, great. So let's put it on. You can put that on.
Are you putting a filter in here?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So we're using this one. I really didn't want this one on the filters on the thing as well. Why not? Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, I have the grease, so I might as well use it. Okay. Okay. Got the grease here, so on the
Yeah.
threads.
Yep. That's right. Just so we can get a little bit on there this way. So you don't get it off.
Right.
All right, that's good.
I guess it'll mix up when we...
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, so I have the filter. This one has carbon in it, which I really didn't want, but in any event, they said Aquapure sent this to me for free, so I guess we'll use it. Do I need to flush this out, you think, if it has carbon in it? Like some of it comes out, fills up, stuffs up the
Yeah,
other
I mean,
filter?
if you shut this, open this, and then drain it from here, it'll go through that filter and
Oh,
out.
maybe we'll do that. Just a drop. Okay, so you put this in here. Okay, it's pretty greasy. Okay. So we have that greased up too, so hopefully that'll never get jammed up. There's the wrench.
Anything plastic, don't kill, you know.
Get a little break. Yeah, you don't need too much pressure on these things, right? Just an O-ring up there. Alright, so let's pressurize it. We'll flush it out.
We're going to leave this valve off, bypass off.
Push it. Okay, that off, that off.
You're going to open up the drain that's on the outlet side of the filter. So
Okay.
basically you're flushing this filter before you put it into the
second filter. Okay.
Now you open this.
Hold on. Which one are you opening?
The
Okay,
inlet
good,
valve.
Good. That's the inlet valve.
It's filling the filter.
Okay. Hopefully no leaks. I'm doing it slowly. Oh. Is that a leak?
That's that O-ring.
That's that It's not good. I actually stretched it a little bit, but because it wasn't fitting in there, I couldn't kill it. Want me to hold it or something?
Just gotta go a little tighter. This is the filter they sent you, right?
Yeah.
Fit in there very well.
Yeah. You know, one of these little plastic tabs actually came broken off. I don't know, with a little.
That shouldn't help. That shouldn't help.
I have a different O-ring if that's the problem. But, it looks like it's fitting pretty well, the O-ring.
The O-ring looks good. Now what if that filter's holding it from going up there?
Right, but it shouldn't leak out the side, right?
Well, if this won't, it won't make up if this is holding it.
Oh, it won't
See your
seal
other
it up.
filter, same size.
Hold on. Grab that. Yeah. Same thing. You know what? Over here, actually. You know what? It's not. Hold on. I'm not convinced it's sealing right. It will fall. Yeah. You look at it. Put it in and see if it's really fitting in. I think we're seeing it in the back, but I don't think it's fitting in the front that well. The other one's much better. It comes with the old. It's like a cartridge. The other filter, the 903. Try putting it on that. Does that work? You think it goes? Oh, it goes around there.
I've never put one in a car in the housing.
Oh, so maybe that's what we did. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. I learned something today. Just put it around there. That makes more sense because you'll never hit it right if you just put it in the housing. Alright, moment of truth. You're letting it in slowly. That makes sense. How's that? No leaks, right? So now the water's going through the filter? Okay, we're just letting it go out. then before you turn on the other filter, I'll replace that filter too. Okay. That's good. That let it flush out if there's any carbon in there from the new filter. That's a carbon filter that I don't really need, but that's what they sent me. I'd rather just use the regular paper filters.
You want to change it?
Okay, yeah, take that, pop that off. So there goes good drain valves. Okay. This one's easy. You just push it up. Put that up. Tilt it left. Oh, yeah. I guess you always get some water. Alright.
Do that, huh?
Oh, looks like brown water coming out of it.
Mud.
Huh?
Got the other one?
Yeah. Is it? Are there any other? Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, here's one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, put the label, I think, like this. Start like that. Much easier. Just locks in. It's really a much better system, this one. Alright, so we've got. Alright, so what are we doing now?
You're opening the outlet side of the pre-filter.
So it'll work.
To go into the
Okay, and that's that valve. So that's going to let the water go into the first filter through the second filter. Okay, and then you've got to shut off the bypass. That's the main bypass is off. And now you're letting it go through the second filter into the house right now.
You're on both filters now.
So now we're on both filters. No leaks?
Good. I would let that laundry tub run a little bit. Just to let it all air out like that.
Just let it run like through a sink, just to let it flush out a little bit. And we are done. Now it's going through all the housing.
Yeah.
I'll just give a quick view of that. We're done. And these valves. Each appliance in the house has its own valves, each sink, each bathtub. So that's where we are. So if you need your filter or any other plumbing work done, just call the best plumber. Thanks. Alright, so we're just doing another check, no leaks, nothing. What we forgot to do though is there's the red button over there. You see that? We have to let the air out, otherwise the water won't fill up the whole filter. Let's see what happens.
We purged it from here.
Oh, you purged it from there?
That pulled away.
Ah, a little bit. But pretty good. There wasn't much there.
Yeah, and if you shut these two and press that, it'll decompress. It'll be a lot easier to unscrew.
Oh, if you shut it off.
We put these on that do kind of
and then let this out, and then it kind of lets the... Oh, okay, good. All right.
That's it, my friend.
Thanks again.